Does proof really matter with Irish whiskey? We're going to do a little experiment and find out. Welcome to Four Leaf Whiskey. So I'm someone who has grown to appreciate the higher proof whiskey. Especially here in the US, we kind of demand a little bit higher proof. We don't want the 80 proof, we want a little bit higher. But does it really make that big of a difference as far as your palate? So I got a little experiment here and we're gonna see how much proof points really matters. So the whiskeys we're gonna be comparing. This is Jameson Black Barrel. Now Jameson Black Barrel is a core lineup item in the Jameson whiskey line. This one is a blend of single grain, single pot still. Some of it is Oloroso sherry finished, the rest is bourbon barrel finished. And the unique characteristic about this one in their lineup is that they rechar the bourbon barrels. So you get more vanilla and more brown sugar, more of the tannins that you get from the bourbon. This is 40% ABV, this is 80 proof. I don't know if the color is natural or not. This is triple distilled. So we're going to be comparing this to Jameson Black Barrel Proof. Now, Jameson Black Barrel Proof was an offering that came out into last year, beginning of this year. I did not jump on it. It is Jameson Black Barrel, and they kind of did a play on words with the barrel proof. This is a 50% ABV whiskey or 100 proof. Now, Ireland doesn't do barrel proof, so it kind of was a play on the American term barrel proof, meaning 100 proof. This one, the major difference, other than the ABV, this is non-chill filtered. Now, immediately, you can tell a color difference on here. This is a much darker color on the Black Barrel Proof as opposed to the regular Black Barrel. Now, unfortunately, like I said, I don't know if that is 100% because of the cask or the coloring, because unfortunately, Irish Distillers does use artificial coloring. But let's see if we really taste that much of a difference with just 10 points in ABV. So the nose on the regular Jameson Black Barrel, I'm getting that fig. The Oloroso does come through. Like fig, almonds. There's vanilla comes through right away. Brown sugar. A lot of oakiness. There's a lot of oakiness that comes through on the nose. A little bit of caramel. Kind of reminds me of biscotti. So on the palate, sláinte. I don't get as much fig. I'm getting vanilla almond. Right on the palate, vanilla almond. Little tiny bit of spice. Not a lot at all. No alcohol. Burn at all. Vanilla, caramel. There's almond, butterscotch. The oakiness does still come through right at the finish. It's a little bit oaky. Very approachable. Very friendly. It's one I recommend to people who are just getting into Irish whiskey, especially people who enjoy bourbon and don't mind the lower proof stuff. It is one that I do enjoy, and I try to keep at least a small bottle around. So let's see how this compares to the Black Barrel Proof at 50% ABV. So the nose immediately is different. On the regular Black Barrel, I was getting more of that Oloroso sherry influence, and I'm not sure how much Oloroso is in this compared to bourbon barrels, but I definitely did get the fig and the almond. This one, I'm getting more brown sugar. I'm getting a lot of vanilla, a lot of caramel. Getting the oak barrel. There is a little almond on this, but it's not nearly as pronounced as I was getting in the Jameson Black Barrel. All right, we're going in. So the palate is a big difference. The palate, I'm getting kind of like salted caramel, a lot of vanilla, a lot of vanilla. Getting that oakiness. There's a little bit of an alcohol burn. The finish is also a little bit longer than it was with the regular Black Barrel. I don't really get a whole lot of dried red fruit. The cherry fig that you can sometimes get with Oloroso, I really don't get as much Oloroso on this at all. I do get a little bit of the almond coming through. But mostly those bourbon notes are really shining in this higher ABV. I mean, the nose on, honestly, just even the nose, the regular Black Barrel smells fruitier. It smells, you get more of the fruit and the vanilla. The proof, I'm getting more of the caramel and the oak. So there is a difference. Just 10 ABV points. 40% versus 50%. And there is a noticeable change in the whiskey. So my final thoughts, there is a distinct difference here. Just that 10 points in ABV, going from 40% to 50%, has really changed the flavor of the whiskey. It's gone from where I pick up some of the Oloroso to where I'm really picking up a lot of the bourbon barrel influence in this. I really, I missed this one when the first go around, when it released. I didn't think it would be that big of a difference. I didn't pick it up. I might have to actually go back and see if I can find one now. The other thing, if you get the opportunity to go to Ireland, definitely hit up the Bow Street Experience for Jameson. You can actually, that's the only place you can get a bottle in cask strength of the Jameson Black Barrel. Now that I would be very interested to try, and it is on my list for going back to Ireland. It's one of the places I want to visit just to get that Jameson Black Barrel cask strength. But just 10 points from a 40% to a 50% ABV has made a very noticeable difference in the whiskey. So I'm going to see if I can find a bottle of this Jameson Black Barrel proof. Please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you've had the opportunity to try either Jameson Black Barrel or Jameson Black Barrel proof. Sláinte.